Cloud. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, general meeting for the Fair Rent Commission is open. And today is the
July 18th.
July 18th at 5:04, I believe it is. 5:05. We'll have a call of attendance to see who was here in person and who was in Zoom.
Kevin Hayes,
Here,
Keith Farrell, Donna Isley,
Travis now. In just a minute.
she's muted.
Yeah, I know.
Here,
Okay.
I unmuted myself, thanks.
Travis Lipinski. Travis. He's muted too. Can you unmute?
Well, he's,
Or is he muted now?
I do this. Travis, you need to unmute yourself. Well, let's assume he's here because the screen says so.
Okay, all right. Scott Matava, absent, Connie Quinn present. Okay.
just saying, stand you yourselves. All right, do we have we have one, but we can't hear his vote for Travis on how to accept the minutes or not, so we only have 3 in person that can vote. We need 4. So that's a difficulty, so,
Right, so you can't have I don't think at this point you can have a vote unless you could hear him.
no, so basically we can't have a.
Well, let's see if he
meeting
gets himself unmuted before the end of the meeting.
Okay. So then, is there a multiple minutes meeting is
Excuse
over?
me for just a second. Tell them on the left-hand corner of the screen, there's a mute button.
Hopefully he heard that. But anyway, go ahead, Kevin, continue, I'd say.
So we're not open to any of that other stuff. So attendance, approval of minutes. Well, we can't approve it because we can't have a vote. Review of complaint hearing procedures. Anything on that?
Well, I think I've emailed them to you guys before,
Yeah, right.
didn't I?
Well, I had
No?
several different things. And I did notice, while you're looking for that, there was on one of the old one of the old ordinances said mail a response within 21 days.
Response.
Yeah,
Or-
after a hearing.
You mean making a decision?
No, a memorandum of decision shall follow with the city clerk within 21 days from the close of the hearing. Shall be sent to parties either by mail or electronically. If
Yeah.
they have to
Well,
receive
that's
the
the
documents.
decision.
That's been done.
Yeah,
You're
that's-
but I'm
talking
saying
about the
last
previous
meeting-
one?
Yeah, but on the last meeting, there was a little debate on
Oh,
finishing it at the next meeting and, I ended up coming in. But here's that guideline rate from the city ordinance.
this is, the document you're looking at is a document that I prepared,
Yeah,
right?
but I'm saying here it was here on our guidelines.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but remember there was that
Travis is
confusion
fine.
getting it done.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you. I'm very sorry. I'm familiar with Zoom, but I don't know what's going on. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna back up quick. Just so we can follow the agenda and have a vote on the minutes. I hope everyone had an opportunity and reviewed them. So is there a motion to accept the minutes?
So move.
We need to find out if Travis had a chance to read them.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor of accepting the minutes? Say
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, that's done, thank you. Now we can check that off our agenda. Thank you for letting me interrupt,
Not up to me.
but even still, thank you.
So reviewing hearing procedures, did I email those to everybody? Stuff that I come up with?
Getting it, but I have a lot of stuff going
A lot
on
of stuff
personally.
Yeah,
Okay,
and the same thing, I've received different updates, so I'm not sure which one is current for me.
all right. So maybe what we should do is pass on that. We can talk about the next meeting. You, go ahead.
My understanding when you said to put that on the agenda is you wanted to talk about specific things as far as being friendly with the people coming
Well, that
in
might have been, yeah.
and um,
That and it's,
and having evidence presented and how to go about doing that. Now, I don't know if that's spelled out in that or not.
It's not spelled out in anything that I brought with me today. And I
Okay,
think it might, I think it's something that I was working on and
okay.
I didn't finish it. So we're not gonna talk about
right, are there any highlights in this that we should maybe pay any particular attention to
it. In what?
in this, in the ordinance and?
Well, here's the thing with the ordinance. I spent some time this week going over the ordinance. And if you recall, I think probably one of the first meetings, I said how this ordinance was required to be adopted last July because the state passed a statute that required every community that was in excess of 24,000 people had to have one, and we didn't have one. And so when I reviewed the ordinance that was adopted, part of what concerned me was it didn't completely mirror the minutes from the city council meeting when they adopted the ordinance. And the other thing is there were a lot of things in there that I didn't really care for that I thought should be changed. So if you remember in that handbook that I sent to everybody that was done by that coalition of housing people, and they had a model ordinance in there, which I thought was pretty comprehensive and pretty good. So I kind of picked and choose some of that stuff. And I've come up with, you know, a marked up version of our ordinance that I can hand you a paper copy.
Well, you have, like, thank you.
This isn't the hearing procedure stuff, though. And I can also email people copies of this. So this isn't something I think that we're ready to talk about tonight, but just take it with you. And, you know, if you're a visual learner and you need paper, there it is. And otherwise I'll email it to the folks who aren't, I'll email it to everybody anyway. So then the folks who aren't here tonight can look at it too. And we should discuss it. Because the way it would work is if you wanted to adopt any of these changes, it would need to first go to the ordinance subcommittee of the city council. And then they get a crack at it. And then ultimately they come up with a version that they would then present to the whole city council. But I think the ordinance needs work. And this is what I came up with. And I'll tell you, even for me, I might go through it again and come up with a couple other changes, but this isn't locked in stone. This is for you guys to go over and decide whether you think it works for you. And I know now we've only had, what, 3 meetings? Maybe 3. So you got a little flavor of how things are supposed to go. So there may be things in here that you don't like. It does talk in a little greater detail about the procedure for receiving complaints and how those are dealt with. And, you know, scheduling hearings and making decisions and issuing written decisions, you know, it's all laid out in there. Okay, so I think maybe Connie, that can go on the agenda for the next meeting and along with the hearing procedure stuff, and I'll make sure I get that out to you since I apparently haven't already. Okay, sound reasonable?
Perfect,
All right.
thank you. All right, so we did that.
And I think I'll even give Attorney Brown a copy of that. So she can look at it and she may decide, hell, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So for Travis and Donna, Attorney Deb Brown is here because the mayor has asked her if she'd be interested in serving on the Fair Rent Commission. So I invited her to the meeting so she could see how things are going and, you know, decide whether she wants to accept that appointment or not.
If I can say one thing, I would have to most likely be on Zoom mostly because we have to babysit out of town on Thursday, so if that's all right.
We're
And
the third Thursday every month.
Right, but no.
Yeah, I know, but
Right.
just say it, it's not, it never rotates or changes.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
always the third
That's fine, as
Thursday.
long as I can do a Zoom, then,
Yeah,
you know, I can do it there.
Okay,
all right, we covered that then, correct? You're done?
yeah,
Okay, beautiful. Only hearing, discussion concerning Spears and Minovich.
so I emailed everybody that complaint. And I think you need to schedule a public hearing.
Yes.
And the public hearing needs to be held not later than 45 days from the day the complaint was received. And it was received on July 1st. So we're kind of in the same situation we were with Yurchik, where our next regularly scheduled meeting would be like August something or other.
15.
What if we, every time we get a complaint, we just put it right on the agenda? Like this, now we gotta try to go through this and go, what if we just put it on the agenda? Mail them the information. This is,
What do you mean? It is on the agenda.
yeah, but now we're under the gun for a time frame that our hearing has to be within 45 days. And this is already, you know,
But
15 days behind. So if we
Well-
wait another meeting,
no, the problem is the tenant did not approach the landlord with it, and they had to be sent to the landlord.
Right, she didn't give us the landlord's address.
okay.
She didn't have
there's
an
a
address for the
legitimate-
landlord, so I went back to her and said, you know, we need an address. So I guess we could take the position that, and I don't have copies of my emails with me. I'm not sure when I emailed her back, but it might have.
But
probably-
it changes the time frame of
Did I
notification,
CC you all on those, on the emails
Yes,
between
you
she and
did.
I?
I'm looking it up right now.
which it
I
changes
understand.
the time frame. So
Yeah.
that's good on our side.
So when you say put it on the agenda, though, are you saying just jump right to just schedule a public hearing right off the bat?
Right off the bat. So now we're not going through this stuff. Here's a public hearing, here's when it's at. Because now it's a delay for the tenant, the landlord, and we'll end up having possibly a special meeting.
Mhm.
So it really affects everybody for on the meeting schedule
Mhm.
and time frame. An example again would be if a complaint comes in Monday, then
Okay,
it'd be 30 days.
July 1st is the one, the email you sent out. You said, please see the attached. I'll reach out to the tenant to provide the landlord's address. I could probably figure that out, but it's not our responsibility to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So then I don't remember. I'd have to check my emails to see when she got back to me with an address.
Okay, then in this case, we'll put it right on for next month then.
Okay, what's the date of the third Thursday in August?
15,
It's what?
15,
The 15th.
I think 45 days would be 15, if you don't count the first.
But it's the notification portion that makes it difficult. You have to notify all parties, so if this person didn't get notified,
Yeah, it's early next month because the 1st is on Thursday,
So what's the third Thursday?
15th.
The 15th. So
Yeah.
we're within the 45 days anyway. Okay. So I'll send them a notice that we'll hold a public hearing on August 15th.
thank you.
Okay? So we're kind of covered anyway.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing with counting time frames and things, you don't usually count. I don't think we're clear on it in our ordinance, but maybe we should say,
Business days or.
and holidays.
Or calendar days.
4th of July was in there.
Yeah, whether it's
Okay.
calendar days or holidays. Okay.
So that'll be that on the Spears complaint. You guys will have a public hearing on August 15th. As part of our regular scheduled meeting. And I'll send out notice to Miss Spears, who she agreed to accept notice electronically, so that's easy enough.
Mhm.
And then I'll send it to the landlord. Who I think she ended up saying is the mailing address he has, and it looks like what he uses from the assessor's street card is he uses 75 Calhoun Street. Hmm? Yeah,
There's somebody else or something. Anyways. Just off the thought.
so I think the other decision is whether you want to have an investigation done. Excuse me,
Kevin already responded to
you
that.
said no.
He said no
Okay.
investigation yet.
I mean, it's, the only issue in there is the oven door. You know, there's no, I didn't see anything with code violation, health violation, safety. Other things that
Excuse
may
me.
change her contract.
Okay. So, I mean, the essentials of her complaint is the landlord wants to raise her rent by $350.
That's 30%.
Yeah.
Well, my math said,
28%.
my math came up with 27 point something percent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right. So the landlord wants to increase the rent to that. And so, yeah, we'll have the public hearing and go through the factors that are listed in the statute. It is one of those situations we talked about that maybe we'd see a lot of these because he just purchased the property
Yes, he
Yes.
purchased it.
in March.
Yeah.
So he purchased the property, it was recorded on March 4th, 2004. And right after the warranty deed that was recorded is a mortgage for $351,037. He paid $390 for this property.
Three.
Multi-family or?
Yeah.
3-family. So,
About
so,
100. Yeah, no one.
so, yeah, the lease was to expire the end of August.
mhm.
What she's taking.
So under the rules and the statute, so he wants the rent right to be effective September 1st?
No, August 31st.
Well, that's when it ends.
31st.
September 1st, right, so
They have.
we have plenty of time to issue a decision, because she would just be required to pay the rent that she's been paying until we make a decision. And I think it sounds like you guys would be able to make a decision on August 15th.
I think so.
Okay,
That's completed. Any new business? Did you have something, Mike, under new business? Or other business?
no. Just talking about the ordinance.
Okay. We're waiting for Mike to poking up.
Well, I'm just,
Making sure everything's okay before we.
everything's fine, just
Okay.
Travis is muted, he's got to unmute himself again.
Anything else from you?
No.
Okay, good. I guess we call for an adjournment. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I
Any
second.
discussion? Go ahead, Travis.
He seconded.
Oh, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, so I just want to point out to everybody that then if there's a public hearing on the 15th, we need to have at least 4 people at the hearing. So there's a quorum
Present, okay,
for the public hearing. So that's August 15th. And
okay.
hopefully the other folks will be there. You know, I'll send out an email to everybody telling them we're having the public hearing. I'll also, you know, emphasize that we need to have a quorum there. So we'll hope that everybody is going to be in attendance. And if not, let us know in advance. Because if it looks like we're not going to have a quorum, then we would just continue the public hearing.
You okay?
We would continue, oh, this can, I mean.
No, we would-
But
Right.
we still don't know if they've contacted the landlord and tried to work it out.
Yeah, but I believe also, I could be wrong, we can go for thing that, put it on the agenda. If we don't have that meeting, we don't have it, but it's there with proper notification. Or if the notification didn't make out with our response, we could at least then say, pass by. Well, we can't add it, correct?
The public hearing?
Yeah.
No, you have notice requirements for the
Yeah,
public
that's what I'm
hearing.
saying, if somebody says they can't make it, we could adjust them. All right, are we all done?
Yeah, I
What's
think
the
there was a
report?
motion to adjourn that was seconded and everybody voted on it.
Yeah, we all voted.
Okay, gonna end the meeting. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
All right.